Need for fundamental rights. Fundamental rights were deemed essential to protect the rights and liberties of the people against the encroachment of the power delegated by them to their government. They are limitations upon all the powers of the government, legislative as well as executive, and they are essential for the preservation of public and private rights, notwithstanding the representative character of political instruments. Speaking about the importance of fundamental rights in the historic judgment of Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India, AIR 1978, Justice Bhagwati observed, "These fundamental rights represent the basic values cherished by the people of this country, India, since the Vedic times, and they are calculated to protect the dignity of the individual and create conditions in which every human being can develop his personality to the fullest extent. They weave a pattern of guarantee on the basic structure of human rights and impose negative obligations on the state not to encroach on individual liberty in its various dimensions. These rights are regarded as fundamental because they are most essential for the attainment by the individual or his full intellectual, moral and spiritual status. The negation of these rights will keep the moral and spiritual life stunted and his potentialities undeveloped. The Declaration of Fundamental Rights in the Constitution serve as reminder to the government in power that certain liberties, assured to the people by the Constitution, are to be respected. The danger of encroachment on citizens' liberties is particularly great in parliamentary system in which those who form the government are leaders of the majority party in the legislature and can get laws made according to their wishes. The advocates of inclusion of these rights in the Indian Constitution emphasize that their incorporation in the Constitution vests them with a sanctity which the legislators dare not to violate so easily. The object behind the inclusion of the chapter of fundamental rights in Indian Constitution is to establish a government of law and not of man, a governmental system where the tyranny of majority does not oppress the minority. In short, the object is to establish rule of law, and it would not be wrong to say that the Indian Constitution in this respect goes much ahead than any other constitutions of the world. The object is not merely to provide security and equality of citizenship of the people living in this land and thereby helping the process of nation building, but also and not less important to provide certain standards of conduct, citizenship, justice and fair play. They were intended to make all citizens and persons appreciate that the paramount law of the land has swept away privileges and has laid down the paramount perfect equality between one section of the community and another in the matter of all those rights which are essential for the material and more perfection of man. In Nagaraj versus Union of India, AIR 2007, the Supreme Court, speaking about the importance of the fundamental rights, held that fundamental rights are not gift from the state to citizens. Part 3 does not confer fundamental rights, but confirm their existence and give them protection. Individuals possess basic human rights independently of any constitution by reason of basic fact that they are the human race. These rights are important as they possess intrinsic values. Its purpose is to withdraw certain subjects from the area of political controversy to place them beyond the reach of majorities and officials and to establish them as legal principles to be applied by the courts.